What does it truly feel like to prepare your daughter for a future few people could ever imagine? Not just success, not just responsibility, but extraordinary pressure, public expectations, a future shaped long before adulthood. For Queen Letizia, that reality may feel deeply emotional. Because while the world sees royal appearances, polished ceremonies, and elegant moments, there may also be something much harder happening quietly behind the scenes. A mother watching her daughter grow up fast. A mother preparing Princess Leonor for one of Europe's biggest responsibilities. And perhaps wondering whether any parent can ever fully prepare a child for a life like this. Today, we're exploring one emotional question. Could preparing Princess Leonor to become queen sometimes feel overwhelming for Queen Letizia? Because perhaps behind royal life exists a difficult emotional truth people rarely stop to imagine. Let's explore. A mother before a queen. Sometimes people forget something important. Before Queen Letizia became part of royal history, she became a mother. And motherhood changes everything. Suddenly, life becomes about protection, guidance, love, wanting the best future possible. But what happens when your child's future carries enormous pressure? Because Princess Leonor's path is unlike most young people's. One day, she is expected to become Queen of Spain. That responsibility may feel meaningful, but perhaps emotionally heavy too. And maybe for Letizia, balancing protection and preparation sometimes feels impossible. Because every parent wants childhood to feel safe. Yet reality still arrives, watching childhood disappear too quickly. Parents often say the same thing. Children grow up too fast. One moment feels small, the next feels grown, and perhaps that feeling becomes even stronger when responsibility arrives early. Princess Leonor's life has included formal duties, public appearances, speeches, military preparation, ceremonial moments. These milestones may feel historic to outsiders. But perhaps to a mother, they sometimes feel bittersweet, because every milestone quietly says something emotional. Your child is growing up, and perhaps growing away from needing you in the same way. That realization alone could feel overwhelming. Even beautiful moments may carry sadness. The harsh reality of royal preparation. Now imagine something even harder. Preparing someone for pressure you cannot fully protect them from. Public attention, media discussion, constant expectations, responsibility that never fully disappears. Could any parent feel emotional knowing their child faces extraordinary scrutiny? Probably, because parenting often includes wanting to shield children from difficult things. Yet some realities cannot be avoided. And perhaps that emotional conflict feels especially powerful inside royal life. Teach resilience, but protect happiness. Prepare responsibility, but preserve identity. Encourage strength, but still worry privately. That balancing act may feel exhausting, even heartbreaking. The possibility of quiet emotional moments. Of course, nobody truly knows private family emotions. But perhaps quiet emotional moments naturally exist. Late conversations, private worries, pride mixed with sadness. Watching Princess Leonor step closer toward adulthood and responsibility. Maybe Queen Letizia sometimes feels proud beyond words. And maybe emotional too, because growth often feels complicated for parents. You want children to become strong. Yet part of you still misses when they felt small. That emotional contradiction feels deeply human. No matter someone's title, the pressure of preparing a future queen. Most parents guide children toward adulthood. Queen Letizia may also guide someone toward history, leadership, public responsibility, national symbolism. That reality feels extraordinary, but perhaps also emotionally demanding. Because what advice truly prepares someone for a future like this? How do you teach confidence under pressure? How do you protect emotional well-being inside public life? How do you help someone stay true to themselves while expectations grow? Perhaps those questions quietly follow every step. And maybe sometimes they feel overwhelming. Because no guidebook perfectly explains how to raise a future queen. Maybe the hardest part is letting go. Here's something emotional many parents understand. Eventually, children become independent. They make decisions, take responsibility, walk into futures parents can no longer fully control. That transition feels difficult, even when it's beautiful. And perhaps for Queen Letizia, watching Princess Leonor grow into independence may feel especially emotional. Because preparation slowly becomes trust. Trust in values, trust in strength, trust that your child can handle life ahead. But letting go never feels easy, especially when the future feels enormous. The human side people often forget. Sometimes people see royalty and imagine perfection, ceremonies, luxury, tradition. But behind titles are still families. Parents, children, emotions, love, worry, and perhaps one emotional truth feels hard to ignore. Even queens may experience fear, pride, sadness, and uncertainty watching their children grow. Because titles don't erase parenthood. And royal life doesn't erase emotion. Maybe that's what makes this story feel relatable. Behind extraordinary responsibility exists something ordinary. A mother wanting the best for her daughter. So, could preparing Princess Leonor to become queen sometimes feel emotionally overwhelming for Queen Letizia? Perhaps, because raising a child already feels emotional. Now imagine preparing one for extraordinary responsibility. Pride may exist, love may grow stronger, but perhaps quiet worry exists too. Because while the world may see Spain's future queen, a mother may still sometimes see the little girl she once protected. And maybe that emotional truth feels impossible to ignore. What do you think? Could preparing a future queen ever feel emotionally overwhelming? Or does love make difficult responsibility easier? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more royal stories, hidden truths, and fascinating discussions.